so I may have forgotten to record an intro to this video. So here's a dancing cat with a hard cut in to kiss him, not me. We begin with girls screaming over sports. They used to do this to me too when I played, but rather than saying, "Oh, he's so hot," they were running for safety. This little pervert cretin is like, "Oh my god, high fives are so fucking hot," and almost gets killed by hot boy abs. I believe the term for this fetish is yaoi, and not the noise I make when I stub my toe. These two weirdos ship the guys together giggling. I wonder if I ever got shipped. I did when I escaped Malaysia in the 50s, but that's besides the point. A few Joshi is apparently the name of people who enjoy men-on-men action, and it translates to rotten girl, which is pretty fucked up. Men can watch lesbians all day, and it's downright encouraged, but when a gal like me wants to watch a sword fight, it's weird. A double standard, I'd say. She says she can't help but pair all men who spend time around each other together. "Get out of bed, fatty," he says. He's on the health committee. They have health committees in Japanese high schools? Fuck off. There's no way that's real. Oh, it is. At my school, we had a few committees. Gang violence committee, smoking committee, and cream-egg committee, chaired by me and ran by me. I like their sparkling background whenever she sees people. Ooh, do me next. You have such a connection with these boys. It's okay. I only have a concussion. I'm fine, really. She sees them interact slightly and immediately takes internal pictures like an FBI van for later. This girl is, a prince should be with a prince. Peeking at them from the sidelines is where I belong. It's unclear whether she means in the cuck chair or dogging. It was going my way until I was playing my game, and oh no, the cute guy was killed off in the game. She's so devastated that she doesn't go to school. I too was hit hard by the death of a fictional character. Rest easy, my sweet prince. She stops eating entirely and her brother kicks her door in. And oh no, it's been a week and I've lost all of the weight. Anorexia, not the way to go, by the way. Wolf nugget of wisdom for the record. I once didn't eat for a week, but it was mainly due to my time in solitary. She's saved by Generi-kun, and I gotta have a name for her. Oh dear. He preps for a 5-knuckle shuffle. She finds crying hot, making her rotten-kun, I guess. Oh, and she clatters into CDC. Oh, rough knees, you saucy little minx. Why do you have scratches all over your arms? It's because I saved a stranded kitten. He's firefighter for now. I think if my eyes were that big, I'd go to the hospital rather than hang round with boys. This is actually a pretty realistic depiction of the absolute hounds that men are. Firefighter is the only one who isn't poon-hounding, so he's the only true choice here in the harem. She has the power here to basically force the guys to do whatever gay fantasy she has in mind, and as I guarantee you, they'd say yes. I speak for all of mankind here. You could ask me to carpet bomb cities in exchange for a head pat, and I'd probably say yes. What are these guys wearing? I know anime and manga is exclusively made by goons, so their fashion sense is pretty much made up of Lego. She dresses like a mum picking up her kids from school, and they've got to watch Twilight of Love. She sees Dickhead fall asleep on her arm, and pretty much instantly queefs. That's what women do, right? Yeah, sure. I still don't have a name for her yet. Sex pest, perhaps. This presumptuous fella is like, "I'm not gonna have you for myself tonight." She's no hussy. She's a weird freak, but you at least gotta take her out for coffee first. Jesus. They go to karaoke, which I've never really understood about Japan. They're supposed to be these sort of shy, mild-mannered people, and yet they opt for the most socially horrifying pastime imaginable. No thanks. I'd rather prolapse my asshole than sing in public. I can't let them know I'm a weird online girl. Here's a pro tip for the girlies and femboys out there. You could be into playing dominoes exclusively with your own shit nuggets, and a guy would still be into you if you're cute enough, dress well, don't look like a decaying raccoon, and smell good. And that's literally all it takes. I knew a guy that found out a girl was into pegging and was so locked in on scoring he began to practice stretching himself, only to realise that she said negging, which is basically a humiliation kink, where you just give backhanded compliments. I'm kind of worried that there's no plot to these 12 episodes, rather than just silly moments. She reveals herself to be a weirdo nerd, but as predicted, it absolutely makes no difference. Why couldn't I just act like a normal girl? Something I say each time Red Riding Hood keeps figuring out that I'm not her grandma. Firefighter Coon is like It's not really that weird, but the body pillow, maybe? Wolf body pillow, somewhere down the line, I assure you. They literally say, yeah, we'll go wherever you want. Ending song review. Painfully average. The only bit I liked is where she corks back like she's about to take a monster lob from a point guard.
7-1 on the road against the Southeast. Oh my!
The songs are often annoyingly chirper, and I'm so immune to them that I just ignore them. The subtitles could read smelly knob at one point, and I don't think I'd notice. To prove my point, I edited the subtitle so it did say smelly knob, and I bet you didn't notice either. Go back a bit and see. Oh, and while you're there, go hit that fucking like button or whatever. Follow, subscribe. I'm not good at these things. Intro song review. Not gay at all. Very disappointing. I was hoping for some hyperpop, maybe some electronic rave music. The boys I notice are extremely shoulder grabby, like policemen checking to see if an old guy isn't exposing himself at a park. Dickhead guy is my favourite, as he's like, are you really going to use that keychain she gave you? What if she's just identifying her fan club of suitors like a weird harem? Good point. I still haven't settled on a true name for her yet, but on account of her eyes, I'm going with Proptosis. Wow, you're so good. I knew you were good at sports. Please can you play with us, Proptosis? We need you to play soccer. They haven't told her how rowdy the crowds can get. She wants to get some practice in, and these absolute poonhounds can't help but be like, yeah, I'll help. Dickhead Coon rightfully is like, this is lame. He says just because you enjoy a sports anime, don't think it makes you good at it. Speak for yourself, honey. He's like, you ain't going to be good after just one session, and her cardio, predictably, is severely lacking. CDC, the sly dude, gets her dogs out for the lads. Dickhead hears these girls talking mad shit, and is like, you better be grateful you can play at all. She winds up the Kraken like she's John Arna Riise.
Lisa! Release the Kraken!
A reference that dates me terribly. She's like, I'm never going to quit. They need me. I was once forced to play cricket at school, and this is real, by the way. They needed a player and said that I couldn't do other, better sports unless I stepped in, which I'm fairly sure isn't legal. Naturally, I just took the galactic piss the whole time. Going up to the other school like, pip pip, gentlemen, try not to give us a good rollicking, eh? I've polo tomorrow eve, and by George, if I'm not terribly excited. Shortly after, they asked the teacher if they could literally have anyone else. Mission accomplished. Dickhead reluctantly helps, and it's time for the match. I have an idea, she says. Throw me the ball and get the fuck out my way. She hits a Crouch-esque finish, and they win. She uses her powers of incompetence and propensity to kick the ball into her face for the good of the team. Oh no, if she fails the class, she can't do otaku things in the summer, such as watching anime, talk shows, and solicitation on Roblox. The firefighter dude who talks like his mother smoked during pregnancy is to help her study.
Don't be sad. I know you're not having problems in history.
They cock-block my boy and join the study group. And he's like, can you work this out? Right, I took one look at that problem, thought, yeah, no worries, I can do that, and then realised I haven't done arithmetic since Blazing Squad were together, and promptly gave up. They keep getting booted out due to arguing, and Boring Coon is like, let's go to your place instead. And she quickly hides her boy love kink. Last time I watched 4 guys in a room with a woman, it was on a very different website. They see her bedsheets with this guy on. I only sleep on my Kesha duvet so I can relate. I thought her cool older brother was going to be waiting there, ready to murder them for all this perving on his sister. Unfortunately, it's a cardboard cutout of her favourite anime prince. Firefighter Coon is like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Have you been okay since he passed? Uh-oh, older brother is back. She's got 4 guys in her room, and he reveals her boy love kink. I got you a pencil, and it's got a roulette built in to help you pick answers. Ah, a crushing gambling addiction, I see. In the summer, let's go to the pool, see historical sites and go on dates. Instead, she chooses to go to concerts with her gal pal, a choice I deeply respect. A culture festival on episode 3? Bold move. That's more of an episode 10 manoeuvre if I don't say so myself. Are we truly running out of ideas already? The boys are like, oh, let's do a maid cafe, that will be so hot. I think maid cafes are weird. I feel like the Japanese don't get the whole French maid thing, which in reality is a very angry woman blowing cigarette smoke in your face. This little deviant is like, the boys should dress up with us. Well played. This guy's like, who wants to see boys in cute skirts? Yes, you. I'm looking at you. They get to cosplay instead, and she insists on making all their outfits. CDC is like, we're going to be able to play, and I'm a princess. Let me be your costume designer, she says. It'll be like that bit in Dodgeball, where they get the wrong uniform and come out as gimps.
Average Joe's Gymnasium.
This guy, I think, will nut if she does his inside leg seam. Shoulder width 45. Mine? Way bigger. Yeah, I'm a fucking monster. She's like, let's take your measurements. Damn, your tits are tiny. He's like, really, I'm manly. Which he says like a dainty flower.
Deep down, I'm quite manly.
Maybe if he farted and spat out some chewing tobacco, it might help the look. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have the confidence to do it.
Hey Kai, where are the costumes?
Where are all the costumes, she says, like she's an Indonesian sweatshop owner. They all rush in to help like a bunch of simps, and Boringcoom, who I think is the most malicious of all of the suitors, is like, why the hell are we doing this? Proptosis isn't even here. Oh, here come the boys. She cries at her handiwork, and it makes everyone awkward. Boringcoom is like, nah, I'm passing, shaking off his simp programming. I'm tired of pretending that we all get on, when really, we're just trying to crush some puss. I like you, Proptosis. Come with me alone. And they all confess in kind of a weird way. Except Firefighter Coon, who's just kind of there. Let's make a schedule and go on dates. I just don't know how to be alone with men. Any youngsters who want to know what the solution to this is, then the answer is simple. Bear mace. That's right, this video is sponsored by Wolf Bear Mace, because human safety restrictions are for big pussies. They get a picture taken together, and she's gooning hard over the prince, something that got a lot harder to do after the allegations. Firefighter Coon feeds her like a zoo animal, and oh my god, an indirect kiss, the lamest of all Japanese tropes. I'm surprised they don't have a banister-licking epidemic over there. They go to the play, and Boringcoom has made a big error taking her there, and he goes straight for the dress like a big creepo, and puts a hand on her knee. She blacks out completely. They go to the haunted house, and oh, so scary. Don't treat me like a child. I'm all man. And he mounts her and gets a tit nuzzle. She doesn't like the attention. I just want to watch men kiss. I'm not happy. I just want to dress them up and look at them like some sort of weird Ken doll. Her friend says, how about you just be open with them and tell them that's not what you're into? Yeah, good point. These guys are like, hey doll, and basically go to her, which is gross and I didn't enjoy. The harem turn up and Dickhead just eats a punch and it's like, yeah, let's go, motherfucker. Firefighter goes to presumably asphyxiate one to death, which I did enjoy. She gets mad at all of them equally, rather than letting the lads smash the creepos. I don't want to be fed, held hands, touched or cornered. I'm not used to it, and she cries. Boringcoom apologises, and they don't really get the message at all, saying, oh, we can take it slow instead. No, you clarts, she wants to watch Boy Love, don't you get it? It's in the title. Kiss him, not me. Cleverly, they decide to dance with each other, which sends Proptosis and Gal Pow into a euphoric trance, what I used to dance to in 90s Germany. Episode 4, Christmas in the Holy Land. Oh god, my Wolf PR spokesperson, like, please don't make any Israel jokes. Okay. Do you promise? Yes, I promise. She's too busy to bomb children, she goes to the convention thing instead. Ah, fuck her. I've always wanted to go to an anime convention, mainly to feel what it's like to be around other humans. They'll just think I'm a furry, and can walk around unharassed by colonial hunters like in Jumanji. They all reluctantly go, and they arrive early in the morning, roughly at the same time dads want to get to airports at. Here, I brought you hand warmers whilst we wait in the queue. 3 hours to get in. She marks the map like she's organising the raid against Bin Laden. The sellers assume the fellas are gay, and Firefighter is like, wow, did you illustrate this? Whilst I wondered why this fucker next to her isn't in jail. This guy's voice makes me laugh. He sounds like a snail gained sentience.
I admire that you've worked so hard on your craft.
We go to the Gooner zone, which is what I call cosplay photography zones. This literal sex offender tries to get an upskirt shot of this teenager and little Sebastian from Black Butler, who I've named Sebastian because I think it's funny. She successfully gets the lads to buy her porn, which personally I always do, having people leave me USB sticks at dead drops in the woods. Oh, Sebastian goes to their school and it's a girl, making her girl erection go floppy. Girls have erections, right? Yeah, I thought so. She's a big lesbian, which I liked, as the guys are too emotionally stunted to deal with this perceived threat, rather than it just being a normal thing in 2025. These two have an actual crisis of masculinity. She's a miniature painter, making her best girl. CDC debates life as a femboy after getting compliments on his manner as a princess. She has an entire library of smut, and Seabass is revealed to be the great author of many man-on-man books. Sebastian asks the boys to pose for some photos. I can't help but feel they're getting exploited. Disappointingly, she's not actually lesbian, which I thought would have been a great dynamic, and I find extremely cowardly on the author's part. Oh shit, she is a lesbian. Yeah, let's go, come on. I've had this banner for ages, and I've never had a chance to use it. I was there like, got that Fortnite und Cola? Yippie!
Meine Mama hat mir einfach erlaubt, dass ich Cola trinken darf. Wie cool ist das bitte? Jetzt zocke ich Fortnite und trink Cola. Yippie!
She fantasizes about Rich Girl, who then says she isn't actually a lesbian, and she was just messing around. Oh, for fuck's sake, take it down, lads. Yep, can't have a positive moment about a gay character being allowed to be gay and it not be treated like a joke or a fetish. I had a quick educating moment here. I wonder if she actually is just attracted to same-sex relations regardless of gender, and after some googling, I had a theory. Women make up about a third of all views on gay content on most popular adult websites. When asked, it was revealed that it was due to the over-sexualization of the female form in straight content, and it made them uncomfortable. Therefore, they sought out gay content. So really, with her gay revelation with Rich Girl, and it's entirely possible that she isn't actually attracted to men on men, but rather the romantic aspect of their relationship. Who knows? But look at me learning and growing. Don't get used to it. I'm entering the Valentine chocolate contest as we speedrun dates on the calendar. It's time to eat some chocolate.
Don't make me run! I'm full of chocolate!
She uses Rich Girl's character, which I'd have sued the shit out of her for copyright infringement. They marvel at her creation, and she freaks out, not capturing his true beauty. And is also why I'm impossible to draw. Let's make a chocolate sculpture. These groomers getting distracted, and Rich Girl is confronted on why she's flirting with proptosis. And she's like, well, I just like cute things, what can I say? And Boring Coon is like, oh, so you're only attracted to her looks. And she's like, are you having a laugh, mate? You didn't care about her at all. Me and her have a lot in common. Anime, art, bakery, manga, clothes making, models, miniatures, and I write her favourite art in the world, so how about you go fuck yourself? She didn't say that, but I thought it would be well funny. We get a chocolate montage with the music from Tropico. These losers colour coordinate like Power Rangers. Don't use her design, proptosis. That's cheating on the contest. It would be funny if she ate all the chocolate and came back fat. Also, where's her best mate gone? Has proptosis abandoned her for her harem? Not cool. Not sure whether she's going to win the contest though, as she'll have to contend with my marvellous veiny cock. Boring Coon is like, oh, my feelings. And yeah, she did eat the chocolate. Love the twist. Hope she doesn't go back to being thin again. Firefighter is going to be the only one that treats her normally. Watch. They just admit that they're all shallow and only care about her body. Rich Girl is thankfully a feeder and gives her lots of treats, and that's not me pissing about like usual. I like the idea that these guys are going to try and make her lose weight, primarily by putting her in one of those baths that fat cats have to walk in. Firefighter confirms that he's the only good person, and the fat loss regime isn't having good results. CDC says that he's found the perfect method for weight loss, and no, it's not flicking a polar bear's nutsack and frantically running away. You must learn some idle dancing. To be fair, I'd be exhausted if I did this. She gets a serious injury. I'm sorry, she's dead. Firefighter unfairly says we're all to blame for this, when he and Rich Girl did absolutely nothing wrong. Rich Girl, I assume, hitting up her plug for some Ozempic. Boring Coon takes her to the roof, and she's like, I gotta lose the weight my way. Boring Coon is like, I think I've fallen for her personality. And this guy, mid-hot dog, is like, I love her. Dickhead is like, dude. They utilise her kink with a reward system where she can earn various fetishised interactions, which feels very problematic, but was funnier to laugh at than consider. If there ever was a quote to summarise my content, that's it. Proptosis, do 20 push-ups and I'll suck his dick right now. Wait, what? Come on, you can do it, Proptosis. Push, push, push. She's back to her final form like Cell. But there's one reward left. Anal? Oh, no, they got a kiss. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Episode 6. Let the shipping wars begin. I was expecting some bow-to-bow ship action, like it's the fucking Napoleonic era. But they mean like putting people together from media. Sadly, I already loaded the cannon. She blanks CDC. Good. And does the same to Dickhead and Boring. And no, not Firefighter 2. Truth is, I fell in love. Clearly having watched the Wolf and Pals channel. She's fallen in love with an anime character, to which Rich Girl and her goon over. They show these uninterested people the plot to an anime, like I do. And get down, my lord! He literally wears his servant as clothing, a bit like a Night Lord. He's his lord's armour, I imagine including a cup. It led me to wonder what item I would turn into to protect my handsome feudal lord, and I settled on condom. They have a fallout, I think, over who's the top and who's the bottom, and we get a nice cat, which is my favourite scene in the show thus far. This has turned into some weird blood feud. The shipping wars can ruin friendships. Boring is like, can't they just take it in turns? And she's like, no, that's gross. What? I kind of assumed that's how gay sex worked, like taking shifts in a coal mine. Apparently no, people who do that are called switches, like they are batting for the Mets or turning on a lava lamp. Look at me learning again. Actually, they are arguing about who takes the romantic lead in the relationship, and not, what I was saying. Ignore that, please. The power clans, as I've named them, attempt to fix the relationship. Rich Girl refuses to help, and she's like, I'll come, but only if you never call me again. Sadly, like all of my one-night stands. Dickhead has his most deep thought ever, and basically summarises my content perfectly.
Oh, that's right. I watched that show you girls like.
What did you think?
I thought it was gonna be dumb, but once I ignored the stuff I hated, it wasn't that bad.
The internet really likes the pairing, and these two square up like it's the end of God of War 2. We will write a fanfiction duel. A fan of my Gay Knights of Wistonia, eh? A true certified hood classic. We get a flashback of Rich Girl's past, as she gets a complex about her rich family making it easy for her. I was tempted to enter the fanfic battle myself as a wild card, ready to strike at the most opportune time. Give up, Rich Girl, and she motions to destroy his bollocks. I like this fade in montage, so I added myself to it. They square off to find the winner, and would you believe it, the published author wins. Not so fast, Rich Girl. The Lord gripped his shapely thigh. What are you doing, Step Lord? Admit your shit, and she cries. You didn't like my smut. Are you satisfied? Smut Girl is her new name, by the way. Was it beautiful to make the woman you like cry? Well, depends on the framing, doesn't it? She gets out the rollie, and the kids immediately talk shit on her. Proptosis creams the first guy she meets and takes the attention off her, like someone who's just been through a breakup. Oh no, no one wants my first issue of Smut. Oh, it's the girl from school. I got an email from her supporting my work, and she's a total lunatic.
My voluptuous angel.
My voluptuous angel, she calls Proptosis. What the corn shop boss man calls me is I single-handedly put their kids through higher education on account of the cream eggs. Her story was so good. The pegging scene, a real modern classic. They make them a switch couple I mentioned earlier, and I don't mean playing Mario Kart. The true diplomatic option. There's a memorial service for the Lord who inspired the weird anime. The guys decide to cockblock Smut Girl. Cockblock? Vagguard? I'll work on it. They go to the train, and I got it, clunge parry. The lads hit the hot springs, and it's the first time I see the girls pining for a peep. They have a pillow fight, which I've always been ruthless at, beginning the battle by pressing it over their mouth while they sleep. Oh, their faces got so close. I feel like Proptosis wouldn't stand a chance in bars in Britain, entirely filled up with men squaring up to each other. They see the service, and they get a good luck charm that they get to write on and hang up on a big board. Obviously, I'd write the most diabolical thing I could think of. Let's pay the armour a visit, and they get all horny over it. The guy debates whether it's ethical to goon over dead people. I, for one, hope that long after I pass, they'll make an anime about me. As the villain, most likely, but you catch my meaning. Move along, kids, and stop being so weird. Let's pay him a visit, and they go to his grave, like goths taking photo shoots in cemeteries.
If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids...
Firefighter is like, oh, this is great leader's grave. He sacrificed his life for his son, but he found out his son had already been killed and went on a rampage. The girls want to go to the haunted island where his head is buried. We want to be cursed by the Lord. What God does each time I avoid one of his many attempts to eliminate me as the abomination that I am. This lazy bastard doesn't peddle as they talk about, oh, do you want me to back off? Why don't you get used to being not used to it by holding my hand? That felt weird. Oh, a boat battle.
Ready the cannon. Yar, sir, you're not going to believe this, but it's already loaded. Marvellous.
The weather turns, and oh no, a whirlpool. They all drown, thankfully. The end. So that was Kiss Him, not me. Oh shit, they're all alive. They don't seem used to being washed up on far-off beaches. Personally, I use the technique to fast travel around the world. The boys French kiss for a while, and Smut Girl grabs some pickies. Oh no, they're walking in circles. Proptosis collapsing with a fever. He takes her to my shed by the wolf cave as I wait for them to weaken before I strike. Firefighter begins to take her clothes off to dry her out, and I hope this doesn't get weird. I didn't think wolf theatre would be needed for this show. The windows all smash as I begin my attack. Oh no, the old man is actually a ghost as they run away. They are being chased by some sprites, one of the components of lean.
Stay away from my grave, strange people.
And he repels them with a holy charm. What the fucking Scooby-Doo is going on? She is like, the real Lord wouldn't do this. He's full of love. Gay love, specifically. He's like, what? And she's like, the real Lord wouldn't do this. No, the second part. Oh, he's full of love. Oh, never mind, just smite me. The old guy actually fed these teenagers shrooms instead of normal mushrooms, and he's like, it's lucky you didn't end up in the whirlpool. Episode 8. Same people, same place, same old crap. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Boring is basically, I don't want to say this, but grooming proptosis. But technically, it is the correct term. He wants to get her ready to have her hand held. Fucking hell. Dickhead is bothered by everyone getting closer to her. I'm the only one falling behind. My one advantage was that I looked like the dead dude. Me whenever I get to the awkward phase of shaving my mustache. He dances with his little sister, which is the only time he's not been a total dickhead. Proptosis actually works. Hopefully, as an optician's. I just take pictures of my feet, personally. She is going to be one of the Disney actors at the kids' anime park, and all the simps all go to work there. Boring gets a gig as a British explorer, murdering the locals and stealing their delicious leaves. Smut Girl becomes a pretty butler, back as Sebastian. CDC is definitely, yeah, he's a princess. Firefighter is made a mascot because he's slow in the head. Dickhead easily passes the audition, hitting all poses on command. He leaves his little sister alone, which I don't think is particularly responsible. Oh no, something's happened, and he collapses. Little Dickhead glares at Proptosis. Whoa, what the fuck? Hey, whoa. Boring pops Dickhead in the face. He was apparently in a fever, and that's why he did it. Can't they just not be weird around her? I would say that Proptosis is closer to hedgehog than person. Best left to sit around in the little den and eat feed. She's actually just reading smut as usual. She's like, why do I enjoy it in fiction, but not in real life? Instead of going with the jukebox out the window, he just screams. I hope the brother would have been more protective over her, as that would make sense. Like if there was a serious scene where he confronts the guys, and he's like, don't you dare upset my sister, or I will literally kill you. And they're like, oh, big brother Proptosis, aren't you fun? And then he flicks out his knife. These full-grown blokes are in the front row trying to take upskirt shots. And the parents aren't as upset about the personal violation, but rather that their kids can't see. I wonder what the criminal punishment for this would be, so I went on the internet to have a look. Here's an impromptu wolf history lesson for you. In Japan, as late as 2023, they passed a law that finally prohibits upskirting and makes it a national criminal offence rather than a prefecture-based one. This local punishment system effectively gave creepos the ability to go to the lowest punishment zone, do the crime there, and because the worst they're going to get is a small fine and a strong telling off, they would just take that. This is why there's confusion about things like the age of consent in Japan, which was also just changed in 2023 with a nationalised age of 16. Prior to this, offences were charged or handled differently, and by charged I mean, oh stop it you big old rascal. This was the end of this section until I saw on the BBC that the article quoted the new law that says that children cannot be filmed in a sexualised manner without proper reason. Gross. Like there is a proper reason. That's why, if you're wondering, anime or manga can depict minors in a sexualised manner. Huh. That tilted me big time, so I decided to share it with you and ruin your day as well. Anyway, Dickhead is like, let us strike a truce, and it turns into a full fight with the kids out for blood. They hit them with double clothesline.
Yeah, it works!
I've hurt my ankle. I can't dance. Dickhead steps in to be Diamond. I was actually a mascot once. This is true, by the way. Stepping in to help someone at a show. I'm there, waving and such, and this little twat comes flying out the audience and hits me so hard in the nuts that on auto impulse I combat rolled. I don't know why I did that, like some sort of primate reaction to escape and scramble at the nearest tree for safety. Oh, a beach episode. My favourite. Easily the most wolf-theatred episode trope in history, perhaps beside the bath episode. Let's get our swimsuits on. Here's a true wolf story. One of my friends gifted another some swimming trunks for a birthday present, which we all kind of thought was weird at the time. Completely forgot about it, and 6 years later, in a completely dead group chat, unposted in for 3 years, suddenly lights up. You dickhead, you almost got me arrested. Turns out that they were dissolvable trunks that he'd saw in his wardrobe and taken out on holiday to Spain. Then he went in the sea and became bollock naked. He signalled to his girlfriend the crisis, and because they had no money after a long day, she had to walk an hour back to the hotel to get a replacement set, and then an hour back. In the meantime, him staying as far away from families as possible, as he fled their groups like a seal fleeing a pod of killer whales. In the end, almost drowning, as the water was so clear he couldn't go anywhere near the shore. CDC is upset about being scrawny. Honestly, it beats how I look. The main bonus of my build is being able to float. They get seaweed on their heads, and the cool ones actually surf. Radical, dude! He heads off into the surf, destined to be saved on Bondi Rescue. These drunkards are rude to the bar staff, and Dickhead pours a drink on them after they perv on the girls. Firefighter big bros the fuck out of all of them. Nice. CDC, I noticed, didn't do shit. He has a crisis over this, thinking he can't compete with a children's show dancer, a boring idiot, and someone, I believe, with brain damage. Watch out, there's a snake! And he totals the food by pushing her out of the way. Personally, I'd have gone with an elbow drop. He's like, what am I good at? And I actually took a moment to think of something he can do so I could make a joke out of it. But I literally drew a blank. Oh, cross-dressing, I remember. We get the bit from Metal Gear Solid 3 where Big Boss dumps Snake off the ledge. They all presumably fall to their death, but it's only about 4 feet. It's like one of those cross-country bridges that I like to sit by with a picnic and watch humans fall on their heads. It's been a little while since I watched a new episode, as I've been busy being a concubine of the Emperor and playing Skate, and I completely forgot he was missing. He has been engaged in BDSM with shrubbery. He's like, don't look at me whilst I'm vulnerable, will I say to my therapist. They fearfully enter a dilapidated building. All buildings look like this in the north of England, so I feel right at home. Oh, he's so cute when he's emotionally vulnerable. Jesus Christ. They are scared by voices in the building, something easily fixed with a clearing grenade in each room. Oh, it's the gooners from earlier. And they're like, what are you doing at our bumming den? Oh no, please don't get us salty again. He does a perfect critical strike, which I must praise him for. There's also plenty of rocks to throw around, precisely how I used to get chased out of villages in the Dark Ages. He unironically says, I'm still a growing boy. I can get bigger and stronger. Let's check on him in the future with my special orb.
Okay, face to back double biceps.
Episode 10, The Brother Invasion. What racists say is ruining the country. Firefighter finds a map, and they should go look for buried treasure with. This show has Teletubby levels of plot variety. I also saw on the timeline from Googling this that there is actually a live action version, which if this runs short, we might look at. They wonder whether Firefighter actually fancies Proptosis. Smut Drawer is like, well, maybe he's just a nice guy. The squad heads into a cave that looks just like Wookiee Hole. They confront him on how they all want to crack Proptosis, and he's like, yeah, I like her. I like all of you. He doesn't understand the question on account of his frontal lobe injury, and the girls follow up. I've actually forgotten why he's called Firefighter, so now he's called Lobotomy. They see bats,
of which Wookiee Hole has a great number of protected species.
The boys gay it up, which at this point they should just accept. Everyone knows if you gay it up in the dark, it doesn't count. They venture further into
Wookiee Hole, open to groups young and old.
Lobotomy actually can't move because he's scared of true darkness,
which you can experience in Wookiee Hole in its basic caving package.
By the way, this bit is exclusively for one of the pals who really likes Wookiee Hole. I think on account of their cheese stores.
Kept in caves since time immemorial.
Lobotomy hugs her, and he's like, oh my. We found the treasure, and it's the title of president from the History Club.
Who's that?
My brother.
And they're all like, what? Like Japan has a Chinese one-child policy. Lobotomy's brother turns out to be the new history teacher. Oh no, it's going to be the first sex offender character. No. The girls liking the idea of incest brothers, because of course they do. He's like, which of you are dating my brother? Oh no, paedophile teacher, which is not me joking. Look, he actually says it.
I would sleep with every one of you.
We get a weird mini date with the teacher, which I didn't appreciate. She says this place is so fancy when it has the same decor of an old McDonald's. Lobotomy is autistic, so he has big headphones on and struggles with emotional bonding, which now I think about it is totally accurate. This guy is a menace and should not be in or around schools as he starts giving her secret gifts. Look out! And he grabs her. Oh, no. Oh, thank Christ. He says she's my girlfriend, so back off, bro. This guy is a fucking menace, so that's his new name. Menace continues to harass children in the morning, upset that his grooming was ruined by CDC. He reminds us, though, that he's non-discriminatory in his predation.
Actually, can you introduce me?
Why do you have that picture on your phone? Get rid of it!
He says he gives out kisses to slackers who get questions wrong. If he wasn't handsome, this would be seen very, very differently. He deliberately asks a hard question so he can kiss Proptosis in a class filled with children. This is weird. Please stop. Smut Drawer says that she'll handle this, by which I mean she'll call the police. No, she returns, and he manipulates her into shame. I feel like there are biker gangs that handle this sort of thing, escorting children to school and such. Lobotomy is the only thing that could stop him, and I don't mean his brother. Stop being a creep, brother, and he locks him in the cupboard again, noticeably duct taping the air holes, adding attempted murder to his outright noncery. The power clerks let him out, and he goes home dejected. They don't see the teacher, and I assume that he was picked up in a sting operation. He challenges his brother over the tannoy to a Yu-Gi-Oh card game, which is very reminiscent of the pilot's Yu-Gi-Oh, where he sends a paedophile to the Shadow Realm. And whilst that does admittedly sound like me taking the piss and gaslighting you, that is actually real. Lobotomy is like, me heart ache when woman want leave.
Me fight brother for woman.
I'd have personally laced his cards with Fent to take him out, but I wondered what kind of deck he'd have. He says the most autistic thing I've ever heard, and that's coming from me.
Kazuma, you took that helmet from the club room. It's for the sports festival relay.
No idea what's going on here. Do people actually wear these lights? If you wore one of these in the US, they'd send a SWAT unit. This guy falls for the oldest trick in the book with Mirror Force and Monster Reborn combo. He recovers the King of the Autistic crown, something I've been coveting for years. He pats her on the head and confesses.
Someone who's precious to me. I like you. I do.
You need a Dark Angel chaplain to torture this type of interaction from me. The power clerks stop Lobotomy from asking her out, and it makes him Ironclad my favourite character, on account of A, liking her before her change, B, not treating her any differently the entire time, and C, not being a total fucking creep. Episode 12. Smut Girl asks Proptosis to be her assistant, and they've coordinated to keep her and Lobotomy apart. Oh no. Smut blocks Lobotomy's number on her phone, which was actually quite scummy. I began trying to let my boy know about this skullduggery with smoke signals and pigeons. CDC follows Lobotomy into the bathroom like some kind of Republican, and he shakes the tail by jumping out the window. Using the school tannoy, he's like, "Meet me on the roof after school." He's like, "Why are you trying to stop me? Stop being a big bunch of fannies and join me." The main concern of the power clerks is not getting to shag the dorky girl, besides Lobotomy and Smut Girl, who liked her anyway. They conduct an ambush like the Taliban, and they all ask her out in unison like a boy band. She goes back to her old best friend, who she forgot about since being popular. "I'm not sure what part of I slam puss exclusively to the gay they don't understand." They do word association for each of the people, and she's like 5'7", 5'7", very twinky, kind, the best. Oh, my go, twat, 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 go, cool. They all get to take her on one day each. Boring takes her to the aquarium and Ferris wheel. Oh, he's so considerate. Dickhead takes her to their workplace. Come on, dude. He buys her bunny ears and they have such good fun. He's so very sweet. CDC takes her to a petting zoo to pet some alpaca. Oh no, he gets the he's like a little brother to me. Rip in the chat. Smut Girl uses her resources to fly her to Okinawa and go to a private restaurant where they queef over gay men together, dreaming of life in the cuck chair. Lobotomy takes her on a history date and they go to a shrine. I wish that our time together would never end. Come on, dude, you can do better than that. Oh no, the dates made things even harder. And what's this? She's figured it out. And I'd laugh if she's like, "I'll take all of you," like a Chinese emperor, but that's not going to fucking happen. She chooses the anime character because she suffers from being a dumb bastard. And honestly, I don't know what they expected. And it ends. I knew this would be the end result, and it still pissed me off. I'd have taken her falling on the final step and becoming paralysed to that. Anyway, bye.